What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session, and today we are with George. George, you played a tournament and you won. How does it feel?
Yes, I did win. Feels okay. I mean, it's a hyper. It's 6 max. Lots of push fold strategy.
What else you got for
Fair.
us, George?
Not much post fold.
Did you fall asleep
Okay.
this time?
No.
No falling asleep.
Not this
Wow.
time. It's a hyper, so it doesn't last a lot.
Let's see how you did.
That's what I told her.
Okay. Range bet, right?
I assume. I do.
You got a bet here.
Yeah,
George,
Bet small too.
you're check.
Yeah, it's a good small bet, and even you can
Yeah,
bluff a lot of
it's
turns
for
with this
sure
hand.
a small bet, but I'm multi-tabling a lot, so
It's a ace jack seven. I think you size up. Ace jack six. I think you get away with a small bet.
He just has so many auto folds here, like, 10-5 or whatever that has 2 overcards to us and no draw, and he just happily folds.
Mhm.
sure.
Okay, on the flop, you have a 10% checking range. You could bet all kinds of size.
Can you change the six to a seven to see if that drives up the size? Cause in my heuristic, in my head, there's two straights available, two straight draws available. We size up.
Why do you think this it matters?
Cause then there's two straight draws available instead of one.
There's more uncompleted equity and draws to continue with, so he's gonna be stickier, I think is what he's saying. Which makes some sense.
yeah, there's more big bets now.
We
Well,
didn't
not
really see
big,
how
but
many big
bigger.
bets. 12 and 15 on 7, 6 and 13 on the 6. So yes,
On the seven, our checking range double.
And our bet size goes up.
Yeah,
yes.
so it is.
Yeah, so it was a good eyeball, Ken. You definitely got that heuristic right.
So bet here. Why are you not betting, you net?
I don't know. I
I-
am heavily multi-tabling, so could be that I lost.
Bet turn.
Yeah,
check
you got
again.
that big, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
betting large.
if you check the flop, are you committing to that strategy? Do you check turn if you check flop?
You 50
No, I'm,
50.
you're,
If he checks twice, I'm betting.
you should be betting the turn when it goes check on the
You-
flop.
Yeah. You should go
Any
with-
turn we should bet or some card.
Well, the nine
Seems
is
like-
pretty good, right?
I was gonna say, it seems like, the check is much more prominent here.
Yeah,
It could be that
I would have seen bet, but if it went check on the flop, I may have checked on the turn.
Yeah, I would have bet turn. I'm gonna bet my worst pairs up. So twos and threes, I'm always gonna keep bluffing usually.
Yep. I'm gonna get a 6 to fold the river.
So
Maybe
best turn,
Looking to do something like that, looking to bet those lowest under pairs
Is
a
that-
lot.
I don't necessarily think the 9 was a great card for us.
ace, jack,
Yeah.
10. Hmm,
Sure
alright.
it is. I mean, what, we're expecting, he has a lot of jack 9. I mean, just ace, king, ace, queen are still good hands. Ace, jack is still a good hand. No,
But
It's
if
a
you
great
look
card
at-
for us
Development.
because we have a
Yeah.
lot of pairs and a lot of draws with it.
If you look globally, though, this card does inspire the biggest checking range out of all of the cards there. It's not. This is pretty good for his check air range too. Like,
Yeah, he
He's gonna
picked
pick up
up all equity.
he's gonna pick up equity on a 9 there a lot.
Yeah, his back door's got.
I'm
both.
sorry, yeah, I was thinking like we had bet. I was thinking of it from a.
I could
bet
three
flat
bet here.
bet.
I could squeeze.
Is this a good squeeze?
I like it.
Great squeeze.
think
Yeah,
so.
it's probably fine. I mean, you can't really go wrong with the suited
But
ace
I
here, I
think
don't think.
I
I
would
think this is like
not
the
squeeze
bottom
here.
of it.
I would not squeeze.
Yeah, I
We'll
think
check
if
it.
I had a worse suited ace, I'd like to squeeze. I think ace nine's too strong for squeezing.
Oh, it's a fine squeeze, 30%.
I was gonna say, it's probably okay at some
It
frequency.
just goes all in. Wow.
What?
What?
Oh, I missed
Why is
that,
that-
man.
Why is that weird? What are you guys
That's a
gonna
different
squeeze?
stack depth.
Huh?
Aren't we
Yeah,
over
it says
60?
it says it's solved for
No, that's
50.
correct.
But aren't we
It's
over?
not
100
right.
bigs.
It's 50
many
big
guys have
blinds.
to-
Yeah, we got
Uh,
There's
65.
The
There's two
cutoff is
flatters.
50 effective.
Yeah, button has less, small
Oh,
blind's
oh,
not
got it.
particularly relevant here. We're not really expecting to get called by small blind ever.
Wow, you can rip it. So you don't have a squeeze here, you can.
No,
Well,
I,
So can we rip any suited ace here or?
I would say probably at some frequency, Maxi, it's probably not bad.
And even if they're not in there, they're probably just like a sliver off, in which case if people are over folding, then it becomes a jam.
I would not go with every suited aces here.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Is this a four-way situation? Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Suited
so
nines, suited tens, good offsuit
Yeah,
aces.
But you can three bet it also, right? I mean, you don't have to go all in.
it seems
Right.
Birds all
like the
in.
nines.
wants to rip,
There's just dead money. They want the dead money.
Yep, it's like 10 big blinds in the pot. It's huge.
rip the suited nines, rip the suited tens and pray.
All late positions. Okay.
Rip and
And then
pray.
three bet your trap hands.
Ace ten? Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's pretty spicy.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I guess there's less traps on the button because of the stack size, right?
Why do you lead here? No.
George,
Oh, no.
did
Yeah,
you,
it's fine.
you lead here?
No, no, that's
Oh,
not good.
George,
No,
what are you doing? George,
I don't know really.
Alright, so like instead of, alright, so George, the reason I don't think you would wanna lead here is. What, so the button is super cap, the small blind would be super cap, but the cutoff. Is gonna have all of this. And presumably you don't have all of this, because you're capped too, you didn't squeeze. So,
And-
you're donking large in a multi-way pot into a range that has aces, kings, ace, king, ace seven. Maybe king seven, just
All
all of
that
the better
diamond.
hands.
diamond draws.
yeah,
Oh,
maybe, you know what, I'm
yeah,
looking
maybe.
at this, maybe you thought it was a three bet pot. But then
Could be,
why
but,
would you size it up like that?
I also sometimes have the thought process that because it's four ways, the cutoff might not bet so often, and that could be a misconception that I have.
Yeah, I mean, multi-way pot, I don't hate that. I think this is just, if there's a board that cutoff is going to push his equity on, it's a flop like this.
Oh.
The best thing that could happen is you check the cutoff bets and the two people in the middle fold and then you got them heads up.
So this is a
It's like,
disaster.
I think when he does this, if he has queens, like, or tens or whatever, he might still bet it and we get a free bet out of him. If I'm in cutoff and you do this to me and I'm holding pocket tens, instant muck with 4 players in the pot. Instant muck.
Same. I
So
think
that,
like,
that was pretty interesting. You should look at like, so this guy from the button. He just ripped into this.
Pocket seven,
Like, it's, yeah, that's the only hand and that he should have here. That makes a ton of sense. Maybe
Combo
Or
ace
a combo
seven.
draw.
Combo
Combo
draws,
draw.
flushes, straight.
Yeah, he has a lot of combo draws.
humble
So
draw.
so my question is with a combo draw, if you're closing position here, why wouldn't you just call versus
Oh,
this
he
kind of aggression?
shouldn't, but I
Yeah,
think
but
it's
people
pretty
do it
possible that
all
he
the
would do
time.
it. You
They
Yeah,
know,
yeah, it's
yeah.
possible. I don't hate that thought process. But, yeah, I would be paying like hyper close attention to the button at this point because this is like. Out of the ordinary, right? Like he. It's either he
Green
got
tag?
really lucky and, yeah, maybe, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It might just be a green tag.
so I don't think you ever want to have a donking strategy multi-way.
Nope.
No, that's a
Ever.
disaster.
Well, and if you do, it should be a small bet. Anytime you're out of position in a multi-way pot on the
Yeah.
But
flop.
wait,
should
Nick,
be a
you guys
smaller
studied
bet.
this, right? Actually, you can start to have some donking multi-way, but this is the wrong spot.
His
with the wrong
donking's
hand,
on
right?
like 5, 6, 7. That's it.
Well, no,
But
it's also,
didn't you guys study recently that there's actually a little bit more multi-way, but
Ye-
still it's the wrong
No,
spot?
yeah, Tim,
Com-
yeah,
coming from
I,
the small blind, but not the big blind,
okay,
because the small blind has a tighter range.
okay.
And they were 3-way, 4-way is a whole different animal too.
He checks his back two pair here. Wow, imagine that. Imagine how like population here, like this is a spot where like, when you face river bets here. Like population is not value betting with two pair here sometimes.
And he bet turn like half pot, which is
So when-
disastrous.
When you face a river bet here, think about it carefully when you wanna call or not.
The other night on
Don't
Global,
value bet them enough.
the other night on Global, we played two tournaments. One guy checked back, the nut full house and another guy checked back the nut flush. Same night, same night. Two tables.
Mm,
What about this? Is this a good call?
No, just fold. You need a backdoor draw with it.
It's like a big bet, right? And we don't have a suit.
Need clubs, yeah.
Yeah, if you had diamonds, hearts, or spades, it's gonna, I think, mix still. Mix calls and folds, but
Is
this
this
is
good
just a pure
enough to
fold.
call?
No,
And even if you hit, you're not gonna get paid. on
I'm
the
never
four
calling
liner.
him.
Okay, it's mixing on the flop. Mostly call. You get the eight, he bets eight. Oh,
Can't fold now.
oh,
I think that you fold though.
it's never folding the turn. The machine is
no,
always,
you can't fold when you hit. If you're
Mm.
folding when you hit a pair, you should have just folded to the flat bet.
Yeah, I know.
what are you doing? You net?
Who, me?
No.
So
George?
does he fold if he has, say he's got like 8-2 with the two of diamonds? Does that change anything? Is he allowed to start folding then? Since he
No.
blocks some flush draws and straight draws?
No,
Why
Still-
can't I?
it's still a pair with a gotcha.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
you shouldn't be in there with
Well,
offsuit 8 deuce anyways.
Oh, right, right, right.
It's a limp pot.
Oh, limp pot, so it's all broken anyhow.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's gonna be a goofy one regardless.
Was not a limp pot.
I think it was.
It was not.
I defended. Ah, okay. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
6-4. Bet call, okay. Check, check.
Yeah, I guess we're too shallow. I was gonna say you can check raise this on the flop at some frequency, but maybe not this shallow.
Ooh, spicy. You think there's some racing here? I don't think so.
I think
I
you
would
need to
just
be
do it.
deeper for it to do it.
Yeah, deeper maybe. At this
King
depth,
s-
never.
King six, maybe.
Playing cash games has turned you into a monster, Nick.
10-6, maybe.
I was always a
Game.
monster.
King
I
eight.
can't wait to get in a game. I've not played with you for a long time, Nick.
Is this a min raise or a stuff?
I think it's a good jam.
It's a jam.
Yeah, I was gonna say jam.
If it's not, it's like directly on the cusp.
I know king nine's a jam. Yeah.
Woo, 0%.
I
It wants to limp. Jesus.
Limp.
Okay, never mind.
Don't limp.
Oh, George, look at this.
Got him.
This is fun.
Is it-
I
Standard,
like jam. Yeah. I like
standard.
You guys like it?
jam. Mhm.
Maybe I'm doing
First, late,
wrong.
late position,
Here
late
is
position.
cutoff. Seems good.
Too strong, no?
Fold left.
It just calls.
Yeah,
What are you looking at? You're looking at what, effective? It says it saw for 25.
yeah.
25, which is reasonable.
Look at 20, that just,
Yeah, we're right
Or
in the
can we
middle.
look at that whole solution, I wonder?
We're smack in the middle between 20 and 25.
you're gonna see some changes in the strategy between 20 and 25, I think. Cause jamming 25 is way less than a thing at 20.
But I also wonder if this is doing some protecting our range action.
Too
I think
strong.
it's expecting that small blind and big blind jam a lot of worse aces, which I think doesn't really happen in real life.
Still too
Mhm.
strong for 20.
Well,
think it's just-
ace
I think
jack
it's
is
just
a
because
pure
we're-
jam.
So
Not
it's
too
mixing
strong,
at 17.
just in the strategy.
Yeah.
At
I think it's just-
17, yeah, suited aces, you start to go.
I think
You're
it's
gonna
range
start calling,
balancing.
yeah, if you're gonna start calling aces is what I was gonna say. You need to have other ace X in there pretty heavy.
Well, is he
Yeah.
folding a lot of worse aces when we do this and calling with all the better
It's a
ones?
plus, it's a
Yeah.
plus EV jam.
Uh,
You can see on the right side, it's making slightly less than calling.
I don't know, I'm just always calling here because I hear like Matt Affleck in my head saying this is too strong.
What's their calling range when we jam?
But it's not even too strong. I mean, the whole aces were so mixed, like from top to
Yeah,
bottom.
but if it's too strong, then why aren't you, what about ace queen?
It's not like, yeah, it's not a cleanly
Where ace
polarized
queen could get
range.
called by ace jack, ace ten, ace nine, where
Right.
ace ten, you're getting called by those and folding out even worse. That's what I wanna see is calling range. That's, I asked the question, I'm not really sure. I think we're folding out a lot of worse aces and getting called by better. I think ace queen can still get called by worst aces.
Maybe he falls
I
down
think
to
that's
ace nine.
exactly the
There
thing.
you
I
go.
agree with,
There you are, Cap. Spot on.
Hmm.
Alright. So not a
But
jam.
he generates 70% fold equity across all his hands. Like
So then like,
it's
if,
not off.
if you're playing a,
I think
if you're
this
playing
is
a
the range
hyper
check.
and people are jamming wider or calling off wider, does it make it a better jam?
If the guy's gonna call off wider, it's gotta be better, right?
That's what I would think.
I agree.
What do you wanna do here, Nick? You wanna check?
I
think
I
it's a
think the
range check.
folding cuts both ways, because if you told me he was folding 99%, then I'd love it as a jam as well, right?
Yeah, that's true too.
Can we see, Louis, what our strategy is on the flop? We're
Well,
20 big blinds and we're gonna have a lot, we're gonna either have ace X or we're gonna have air, so our range benefits from protecting that range.
I would one big blind then.
Wait, are we?
What do you
are
do
we-
with king nine of spades?
One,
Here's range betting everything.
one.
What's our entire strategy? Yeah.
One.
One. Look at this, it's all, if it was one. You know, but it's not.
45% checks. The worse your ace is, the more it checks.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a one big blind bet there, you'd have less checks and more bets for sure, maybe like 10% more.
Kill the two,
One.
kill the five, kill everything, just make it one. And be one with the pair points.
B1 with the one.
But yeah, no, it's, what was it doing? Mostly betting anyway, right? Betting small, so good. Oh. Okay,
The call.
It's a hyper. I think it's just a call.
It's just a call.
color stuff.
Same difference. I mean, you could stuff it, but
Y'all have ace king.
that's
Good
good.
spot. Good spot.
It's hard
Good spot.
to, it's hard to lose with your pairs when they all have ace king.
What do you do here?
Three bet.
Jam?
Oh, we got a short stack behind us.
With stacks
Call.
getting this short, are we in any ICM yet?
I'm calling.
jamming?
I'm
It's a
calling
hyper.
only to, if the big blind jams, I'm folding. Otherwise, I'm just calling this.
No jamming.
I'm not jamming because there's 17 bigs behind me.
Anyone jamming?
I don't know if I like jamming as much, just because everyone's so shallow.
I think you can three bet small here too, can't you?
Oh yeah, Louis,
Uh,
you're right. It's razor thin. It's real close.
You might be jamming worse. You might be raising worse kings here than king nine. King nine's gonna
We're
be
very
small.
linear here.
Ah, it's suited tens. And some nines. Almost. So suited tens.
Shooter broadways,
Alright,
draw heads.
I think it's the same kind of concept as the ace ten suited hand. It probably wants a little bit to encourage some loose calls from the big blind of like king eight suited and worse.
Aren't you kind of encouraging that 16.91 big blind stack to squeeze if you call there with the king nine suited? That's what always
I never think
bothers me
about
at
that.
calling there.
I just feel like if they have a good hand, they're gonna jam and I'm gonna fold. If they don't have a good hand, they're gonna call or fold. Like, I don't think people are just getting out of line extra wide.
Oh, I think they get out of line a lot against me.
And a lot of their definitions of good hands are half as wide as they should be. Like they're like jamming like tens plus or something, like nines plus.
I think you need the backdoor flush to raise your George. Without the backdoor flush, it's just a call.
Yeah.
Now it's a fold.
Yeah, we lost the minimum on that hand.
This is fine. Right?
I mean, I like a nice though here. I like to just go like, we're on the button, right? I got like a little over 5.
No, not with ace jack
No,
off.
no.
I think these.
So the
offsuit
reason why,
ones-
here's why I do that, because this way, when we jam and they call, they're gonna be a lot stronger. When we three bet small and they jam, they got more, they should be wider. In my
Jam it.
mind, it's just.
Jam
a-
it.
I always recognize that these big offsuit aces really prefer to jam, whereas you see more three betting on the suited side, like king, queen suited could go for a three bet here or something like that.
Yeah, you're gonna have mixed sizing here. But with probably like aces and kings. Predominantly one or three bet smaller.
So
And then
suited tens again, suited jacks.
There's really no three bets.
Oh, I'm not sure if I'm finding any of this or this or this. Wow, you should be flatting jacks here.
Yeah, this is a spot you want to encourage it.
Yeah.
Jab, I guess.
Yeah, you want to encourage one of the blinds to shove it.
So you're flatting very strong.
I'm not flatting jacks.
Pocket jacks like.
We're just not doing
it. Alright, very interesting. So. This kind of texture against that big blind, do we wanna bet this in?
I don't.
This is a
Five and
large
ace.
bet. This is polar. This is either large or check.
Look
I
at
would-
It is often a large bet.
There's
would
no
bet
big
my
bets at
ace.
this SPR, guys, come on. Spare true.
I think the problem, yeah, the reason that I don't want to bet my king, queen is I think I get a lot of folds from dominated king X and queen X, which I really don't like. That's a great reason to check and see a turn.
Well, once you get under 20 big blinds, you want to check these kind of hands and you want to bet the ones at the bottom part of your range.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Pray for a
I
high
mean,
card
when you're
on a
over
turn. and
20,
we can
it's not even a
steal it.
stack depth thing. Like if this was 80 effective, I still don't really want to bet king, queen here.
I would be okay betting deeper. I just don't wanna torch my equity if he does like some kind of
Exactly.
raise.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do? We're calling
I'm
down with
for
king
check-
high,
I'm
like,
for
ugh.
checking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it feels bad, right?
I like a check here, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
I would check at this SPR or. I don't know.
Because
if I
he has
thought
all
the guy
kinds
was
of
over-
trashy king X and queen X hands, king nine, queen
Yeah.
eight. If we, make a nice turn against them, then we stand to make a lot of money. And yeah, if it rolls off a king or a queen, he wants to bluff at it with hearts or something, that's great.
Yeah. Never wants to bet. And then,
Yeah, the late C bets are great here. High card pulls off, peels off, like even like a 9 and better is like just good. We can bet.
You can bluff an ace sometimes, I think.
9 plus. yeah.
Queen.
9
Oh,
plus.
you got a queen. I'm sorry. I think I
But yeah,
even
you
bluff
could
a
think about
jack.
bluffing a jack. Yeah,
would
I
bluff
don't
a
know if it's
jack.
mandatory, but like you could think about it.
I would.
Diamonds. start
okay,
bet.
so most of our betting comes from over pairs. And then it's
Right.
the bluffs come from blockers to these over pairs.
So mostly diamonds
Double
and
blockers.
hearts probably too, right? All of them.
Diamonds are less.
Mixes hard. Diamonds wanna just,
Overall, diamonds are just less.
okay.
Is this a fold though?
I don't think so. I think I call this.
I would fold.
Maybe not in theory, but like,
I call one.
eh,
I
I think
call
they're
this
just
one.
milking us.
Yeah,
When this guy-
I don't think fold's horrible.
It's a fold. You're on the turn. You're not gonna realize your depth of equity. Right?
Well, king,
Oh, I see.
queen's good.
Solver's mixing folds. It's
King-
here in the hand.
King, queen's good at this time, many times on that type of thing, when you check the flop. And
No,
he's got a
he's-
small stack. You're gonna freeze him. If he doesn't have king, queen beat, he's gonna check a lot of times he's gonna check the river and you're gonna win
Kelly.
in a showdown.
How often do you three bet here?
Just gonna say, I 3-bet this one, like.
I
decent.
very rarely three bet queen, jack. Maybe
I
that's a
never
mistake.
three bet this. I never three bet this combo.
What?
But these are ones we
From
go
the
for, right?
small-
Like.
Queen jack suited.
the-
I
From
call
the
this
the
small
one.
blind.
This deep.
Broadways.
I want a suited queen jack to 3-bet this deep.
Nah, you call it suited.
From the small blind.
I
I'm
don't-
just saying,
think
when you
that
get deep, you want to be suited.
Never done it from the big blind.
30% three better, guys.
Yeah,
What's up, everybody?
yeah, I don't care much for
Oh,
queen
Jimmy.
jack.
Yo,
You don't care, Kelly?
I don't like queen jack, Louis.
Why
That's why it's
not?
good to 3-bet it.
The nuts.
The nuts.
Versus button, it's good because he's just got so much trash.
A lot of PTSD with queen jack.
so
I
uh,
find that king 5, king 6, king 7, ace 7, ace 5, queen 5, queen 7.
let's look at the stability of the equity of.
Well,
three
when
betting a
you say,
combo
when
like
you
this.
say that though, you got just little slivers there, Louis. That doesn't mean that when that doesn't mean you
I-
3-bet it all the
Kelly,
time when
Kelly,
it
I'm
says 30.
checking, I'm checking some ICM adjusted ranges and it'll let you know how it actually probably should be behaving at this, because that guy's like chip leader in this tournament.
Kelly,
Yeah.
George is,
The
And
problem
this
with me, the problem with me and LP is when we know for sure those like crazy hands or 3-bets, we do it every time we get them.
well, that makes it bad then.
no, I use the dice.
Well, that would make it bad then, right?
And then I look at the dice, and no matter what the dice says, I'm three bet.
3-bet.
There you go.
Yeah, this
LP
guy
asked
should
the
be-
crystal ball. Should
But-
I
Alright.
three
It was,
bet
look, if the
this
guy's
time?
tight, then I don't do it. But if the guy's opening like he's supposed to be or more, I'm
Alright.
3-betting him every time.
So versus
but-
RFI, this is what, the button versus big blind, so button.
We have to be in at least 50% ICM here.
So.
So I think with ICM stacks, you're looking at a chippy V graph.
If you're approaching the money bubble, it's an 11% along with like. Queen deuce off, so I mean, that tells you how much you should be doing it. If we're 25% of the fields. Versus RFI, button cut off.
I think
Ten
it's more like,
percent.
it's more like
This is
50% here,
I'm
50%.
just
way
showing,
near
I'm just
this.
showing you how it changes over time.
I don't think there is ICM here. There is no ICM.
So 50% of the field, which 50% of the field I would think is probably somewhat realistic. Yeah, 14 at 40, I don't have 50, so we're gonna have to look at that at 60 and 40. Yeah, 11, so I mean,
It's a
as
call.
you add a risk premium, it becomes less and less and less of a thing. So take that for what it's worth.
You're still using your polar, you're still polarized though, right? Just with, you're still using some like your offsuit kings there.
It's preferring your like king 6, king 5, and like your offsuit aces. As the risk premium increases.
Is this a big fat spot?
I don't know what,
uh,
you could, I don't know really like what you're trying to accomplish here, though.
I think
Yeah,
I
I'm not
check.
sure
Gameplay
what
is
you're saying
this.
this hand on this flop.
I'm range betting.
Yeah, I think you see bet this.
Whose
If you had the
gameplay
king of
is this?
spades, I would check it at this level.
I mean,
Wow.
yeah, small blind, like a balanced small blind range doesn't really have that many hands that we're even ahead of here.
I thought we were against the big blind.
Nah, small blind.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's small blind, obviously. Check, I agree. I thought it was the big blind too.
I'd be curious, we can look at it against big blind. I feel like this hand doesn't really bet that much against big blind either. Maybe it's mixing heavily, but doesn't need
Well,
to.
nine highs are better for us versus the small blind, but 10 highs are like suicide to bet versus small blind, right?
They do have a lot of tens. They probably have a lot of nines too, though.
Probably do, but nines are much better.
Like, even if they don't have a pair yet, like they have hands like Jack 10, Queen 10, like 2 overs and straight interaction, like they're not going anywhere. Now we're ahead of those hands, but there's not that many of them.
I
What's the
agree.
buy-in on this tournament?
$20.
It's a $20 hyper.
There's gonna be a lot of checking here from the cutoff. Against the
Yeah.
problem.
I got a question for you guys. So with the hyper and the turbo tournaments, how do you guys adjust your gameplay, with the faster levels?
You just have to gamble more.
You
Honestly, I
don't,
don't really. I just play my spots. I don't worry about what the lines are gonna be next. I don't worry about.
Yeah, I agree because
you just deal with your stack depth.
If
Right.
I have 12 lines and pocket sevens, in the small blind, then like, we're pre-jamming against the button, like easy.
Is this a big bet on an ace turn? Never, right? A small bet, or even checks. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
one of your best king eyes, so you wanna check.
Yeah, small blind's got a lot of aces too.
Yeah, I think we just lost.
So yeah, big bet on the turn here, is not good.
No,
Great.
yeah, he nailed that ace.
Queen nine.
Fold.
It's probably fine. It's
Yeah,
probably fine.
no, that's wide. But the other guy is too big blinds from the cutoff, so
That's wide open, I think.
it's a wide, yeah, maybe from the cutoff it's a no.
I don't think this is a good bet.
I definitely check here.
Who said that? Lewis?
Yeah, I just
Lewis.
joined.
Lewis, we saw you. You never check her.
I mean, I'm out of position.
Oh, is
I'm
this
out
your
of position
gameplay,
with a shitty
Lewis?
queen. No. I don't know what this is.
Oh,
No, there's no way.
Okay,
Bet small. Oh, checking is fine, I guess. Checking and not folding is fine.
yeah, you can check this.
Check it down,
Like-
that's good. Actually, I think he played it pretty great.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of always bet there, just bet range. But
Yeah, but the hand I wanna check the most, I think it's queens, no?
yeah.
Queens.
No.
I find it.
Doesn't
I just
care.
don't. Yeah,
Doesn't care. He wants to bet everything.
yeah, like that. Like
With that
we've
stack
discussed.
depth, he must be four betting a lot of his aces.
Yeah, so I like the way you played this one, George. Cause you're checking a three bet pot, but this is not the spot for it.
Yeah, well, let's look at their at 20. How many aces do they really have in their range? I'm curious. Like
They'd full bet their good aces.
Yeah,
Because it's
right.
20 big by, what is it, 25 bigs? Like, yeah, they're probably shoving like ace 10 plus.
Yeah, they're short on aces, for sure.
Oh, ace 10 plus. Look, I'm a pro.
It's
There it
ace
is.
jack. Ace jack, Lewis.
oh boy, you've said it now, Lewis. There's no take backs on that.
Oh my goodness, what are you gonna do here, George?
I fold.
I would overlap,
I'd probably raise.
but also over
I could
folds.
fold too, yeah. I mean, so-
George, what are you doing?
I
He's
either
George of
check
the
or bet
jungle.
one. I either check or bet one big here.
You should bet one.
Yeah,
He's George of the,
You never check.
You should bet one or small.
George of the concrete jungle.
no, I didn't
That
bet
he's out
again.
here in the
You didn't bet
streets.
turn.
Hmm.
You net.
Yeah, it's bad.
George,
He
you
doesn't-
check a lot on the flop. You should check less in general, as we see.
George of the jungle.
This is a big bet. No, we're multi-way, right? Is this more of a check raise?
I think I play this check raise, but you could bet it for like 4 or 5. I don't think it's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, I agree. Like, yeah.
Now you hate life.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I
I
really
didn't
wanted
see
to make this
that.
a 2-street hand. I really don't want to see rivers with this hand.
Oh, I'd probably cool. But like,
George,
Okay, the
George.
four liner is in, the flush is
Actually,
in. What
You're
are we
folding.
beating, right? But
yeah,
The
you're
jig-
right.
I think we need
the
to
jig
call
is up.
turn, right?
I did not bet turn again. I think that's the main mistake.
Let's go back in time a little bit.
Wait, how deep? How deep did they start?
We start the
yeah.
hand four way, no,
Yeah,
three.
20
so
bigs.
that means he doesn't have many like under pairs to bluff on the river if he's just
At this SPR, we're not really supposed to fold top pair, top kicker, right?
yeah.
But also just bet flop bigger, jam turn. done.
Yeah, checking turn is pretty weak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have double barreled since you got top here.
We need to blast this turn. What is beating you here?
Yeah, that 3 was a great card for you.
Check
And it's
back.
especially important when you have this kind of hand with no connectivity around the straight, you have no clubs. He's just lit up with every draw in the world in his range, and we can charge them maximum. He has Jack 10, he has 10-9, he has Ace 10, he has clubs.
We'll have
Yeah,
a
you
lot of
should
king
just
queen.
shove here. Shove the
Yeah,
turn.
he has King Queen. Yeah, he has everything in the world.
Yeah,
I
ace
like a shove.
jack.
So,
Put him in the
George,
box.
Yeah, I was thinking about the shove too.
you're not aggressive enough. And when you
He
do
fell
it,
asleep.
you're doing it wrong, like from the big blind multi-way.
What tournament's this? I see it's on GG.
Just a 20 hyper.
20 hyper. Okay.
20 hyper when.
Easy game.
Interesting
What?
shove.
Alright, I'm not finding the a of 8-6 diamonds shove.
I don't think anyone is, but that guy.
Yeah, that's why he played it. He said nobody will ever think I'd go all in with this.
Yeah, you unblock everything. It's great.
What should we do here, Limp?
You could probably jam these kind of hands.
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
some
you're allowed to
frequency.
jam this lower suited stuff, especially if there's any ICM pressure at all, then you really can jam more.
Right, so if it's suited, it can make a straight and it gets better hands to fold. It's usually not a bad blind versus blind for these like lower depths, but
What do you guys do here with a hand like Jack 4 offsuit?
I
Fold.
mean, you're
I
probably
fold Jack
supposed,
4. Yeah.
you're probably supposed
Yeah.
to
I think
get
it's
it
a
at some frequency.
Limp in and then fold to action. I think that's the way I play it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I would limp in with jack 4 off and then fold the action depending on what the flop was.
Where
Did
is
we get
this
some,
going?
did we get some feedback on that hand I submitted?
A little bit.
I can't find it, but God's big toe responded.
He he totally misunderstood the hand. He thought you were asking about the ace 10 call.
Okay, all in 100%. So it's a
Boom.
good shove pre-flop.
Oh,
Learn your 15 big blind charts, guys.
is this blind versus blind?
Oh, Jack
Okay,
four
yeah.
off is not a jam.
So I think if you go deeper, it's probably gonna start V pipping like Jack 4 as a raise, but
Yep, raise and then fold.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah,
But there's way more limping than I thought. Like,
9 big blinds.
just not really a thing, right, Louis?
8.5. 7.
The
big
left side I
blinds.
call the wedge. It's not in the
We
wedge.
can't make it in there, Louis.
We
Give it a
made
break.
it. We made it.
7
6.5 big blinds. I can jam the Robbie Lou. Oh my goodness.
Robbie do.
Okay, oh, you scammed him.
No, we didn't get on that
Yeah.
subject.
this is how you win hyper turbos.
Wait, did we jam?
Yeah, open jam.
Okay, great. Okay, we jammed. Good.
Is this a jam?
Oh, no, no.
Um,
Oh, what is happening?
Yeah.
Look, everybody 15 big
What do you
only.
do here? It's a repop?
I
This
mean,
has, this has
this feels
ICM,
bad.
yes, yeah.
If it's ICM, this might be a fold.
It could be
this
a
feels
fold, right?
bad. This could be a
This,
trap, like that guy with 17 big blinds easily could have us
This
wamboozled.
guy with 17 big blinds finished.
And then he calls it. And then he
60, I
calls.
think.
It's one of those
Calling range
spots.
could have aces here, right?
It's
You
one of
could
those
have kings.
spots like depends like on his stats, right? If he's like super loose and like just cool him loads.
He's a 44, so.
The problem
I
is
agree with
here.
that. Yeah, if he is really loose, then this is a nice rejam.
He's
so you just get-
he's 44. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
jamming
I
him.
can see can see this hand from my bracket
Yeah.
here. I have him like
Okay, Jack
40
10.
hands or something. and he's a
Okay,
40.
okay. We see. we see.
Alright, it's a good jam.
Jack 10. crazy guy.
Is this a jam or just a three bet small?
It's
You
a
could probably
jam,
just
20,
jam.
10 to 20 big blinds effective. There's no room to three bet.
20, okay.
Yeah.
I think
And
it's
only one
more of
person
a
has
three
20,
bet
everyone else has
small.
10.
Is this
Look
more
how
of a?
deep you are, though.
We
How
could
deep
be
are you,
20
though?
effective here. This guy could be tempted, no?
Yeah, but he's only 1 out of 4 players at the table. We kind of have to play like something like the average stack or approximately. So
I've been trying to find more three betting from sub 20 big blind stacks. Is this one of them?
The guy's, no, this is not it, man. You're not 20 big blinds effective in this pot right now. You're 10, 11 big blinds effective because the razor.
I mean,
Like the guy in the big
subs-
blind's out of position. He's never just. You're expecting him to cold call your like micro three bet to extract extra EV from him or something?
No, maybe he has some rejam.
Then what, if he's got a jam, he's gonna just call your jam.
Maybe like a solver special every blue moon.
I mean, I think you can do anything in this spot.
Two,
Like,
make
That's
it
the way I think
five.
Jax is the kind of
back
hand that
on
doesn't
him
really
with
want
the-
solver specials. Like
the
Jax is
solver
not excited
special,
about him
no?
finding a 4-bet bluff. with
Feels
ace
like
king
you're
off.
giving him a little too much credit. I don't know.
Well,
I feel
call
like
him.
his range is gonna be elastic continuing or
Okay.
I think you can
non-elastic.
do anything. I think the EV is going to be pretty similar whatever you do.
No, never does anything else. Alright,
Louis, I think if everyone was 15, that would make more sense.
Mhm.
Like then
Just
you
a
start to
call?
find some room for that, I think.
I probably think you're
It's a
supposed to
theory
call this in
call.
a hyper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a theory call.
scammed.
Problem is they just like, they're jamming half as wide as they're supposed to a lot of the time.
which, yeah, makes me wonder if it's still theory call.
Yeah. Sucks.
We're in the money here, so.
Okay,
Oh, I wish we'd been talking about when we were approaching the bubble, because that's pretty relevant.
I brought that up several times.
We just paid for this anymore.
Do we like a limp here?
No,
mm,
Red raise to 3.5.
against weak opponents, I think it's pretty mandatory to attack that limp.
okay, so let me ask this. This guy limps, you raise it to 3.5, he stuffs it.
Piles, are
What do
you
you-
happy?
He
This is a
stuffs it
limp
in.
back, no?
I like limping this. I like
Yeah.
limping this or jamming this.
I mean, if he stuffs it, I can recall. Yeah, it's like it's
I
small
mean,
blind versus cutoff. Right. Yeah.
I agree that that's catastrophic, but I want to focus on the other branches of the game tree. Like what happens when we get a pot of 8 big blinds, we get to see a flop against king jack suited, king 10 suited, queen 10 suited. Like, you know, I think those are bigger branches. Of the
Well,
game
I
tree.
would just be,
Jam.
I think you should
Jam.
probably be more risk averse also in this spot, just because like. I know we're not that deep right now, but 30 to 40 big blinds is gonna be like a chip lead stack, like pretty
Right.
close to chip lead. So
Well,
like, this
Louis.
is, this table here is like. It should be a pretty high risk premium.
Can you open pre-flop academy now too? Since we know we're in the money and have ICM.
My other question
yeah,
about
yeah,
this
yeah,
hand is
yeah.
I'm really curious to see what GTO Wizard thinks that cutoff is limping with, because
The GTO wizard doesn't have a,
sure it does.
not
And the problem
in
is it's a
ICM.
balanced limping
There's
range.
no-
That's the,
Is it okay? Can I press login?
Yeah, I just logged out. It's fine. Thank you for checking.
There is limping in chip EV, but in ICM, I haven't seen any limping.
Of course, there's limping in ICM. Why wouldn't there be limping in
there's
ICM?
tons.
Open limping?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Main,
Why would you
I
limp
think
in a
it's pretty
chippy V
common.
scenario, but not limp in an ICM scenario?
You haven't seen
Oh,
Galen
wait.
playing a final table.
Oh, and no, the limps are sub 15 big blind stacks too.
He's gonna
Yeah, that
limp
makes-
kings into you.
Yeah, I will limp kings into your ass. That's right. You better not raise me light.
Look at him.
This deep, but I don't, I. you won't
25
find a
or
limping.
30?
I'd make it 25.
25.
Hey, you could look at both, to be honest, but I would make it 25 to start.
25 is nice, especially since you're looking for jamming. That's gonna disappear as you get deeper.
Was it the cutoff or was it? No, it was the cutoff. Okay.
Jamming
So
be good.
5, you see some jammy.
Think we're jamming even more. Than what, than. Cutoff limp.
This is a 10% adjusted, range. Is that what you were looking at?
Yes, so we can
Okay.
have both ranges. Basically, hanging on this one like this. So this is a chippy V, which our chippy V response. This is our ICM 17.5% of the field left. 25.
Wait, 17.5 is like bubble, right?
It's, yeah, that's bubble play.
Yeah,
That's
he said
before.
it in the money.
If he's in the money, you need to look at 10.
Wanna look at them?
Yeah, 10%.
Yeah, I noticed how there was absolutely no cold calling there. That's a very ICM-y spot.
Ah, see, more calls now.
Yeah, a little more calling.
But king, queen suited still.
So what's?
I was very wrong on this spot. Can we do another thing in either tool and see an estimation of what that first limping range is?
Like a sliver of everything.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty, okay.
But for the button, I can, it's bigger, like,
Yeah, the button has a real limping range.
yeah. Well, I like calling. I don't like folding here. What about you guys?
I would call.
We're not the last to act, though. We could probably fold.
It's
Yeah,
probably whatever, to be honest. Like, I don't think it'd be bad to fold, but I would probably continue. And just eat it if I got raised.
yeah,
Just
Yeah, I
definitely.
would
Just shut
continue.
down after that.
I would
Yep.
continue, and if the big blind called, then I'd put the brakes on.
Jam. Yeah, easy
Yeah,
jam.
it's nice
with
to
all
see
your
some of these
aces.
jams. We jammed that ace-8 suited, we jammed the offsuit ace.
This is
Good to see.
good. Nice flop.
Get lucky a little bit.
So when
Ooh,
we open a hand like this, do we call a 10?
I would not, no.
Do you call a
No.
9?
I wouldn't either. And
No,
the
I'd call the 6.
I would want like 40.
7
I
big
would want
more,
like,
what do you do?
no, I'm
No.
folding. I'm folding. It's a
Folding?
trap, man. It's a trap.
And then this guy, we have to,
Yeah,
oh, you get, anyone giving this guy a free card?
I'll just
No.
shove.
Bet
shoving.
calling it off or shoving?
Shoves,
I'm shoving.
honestly, shoves good, cuz if you get called, you have reasonable equity usually. And you generate folds, so like, I think jamming's good here.
Ooh, too big for me there. I wanna play 2 more shoots with that hand. I wanna get him to make a loose call with a gut shot or a 5X
he
or
only had
something.
4 big blinds left.
Yeah, sure, bet 1.3 and then like bet geometric from that point on. We have a super strong hand.
Okay, so let's imagine we're on a final table here.
It gets a little dicey, right? If you're at a final table. Like,
Look at
it's a
this
good
guy.
question, Louis.
Look at
Honestly,
this
it's a good
guy.
question. I don't know what I fold. Honestly,
I
if this
think
is
I
a
think
final
fold.
table,
Look, there's a 0.3 big blind
Yeah.
stack and someone could bust. Yeah, yeah.
if this is final table, I fold because like you're almost locking up second place money if the big stack wins, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I would fold here at
Yeah.
final table.
Okay, so final 2 tables?
Oh, call.
Final two
You
tables,
need
I
to,
would
you need to
call.
play pots. The shover has ace queen, ace jack, ace 10, like. you're in
If you
great shape.
win this pot, if it's final 2 tables, you're 5-handed, so you're like 11 or you're like 10 or 11 left in the tournament. So like, if you win this pot, you basically are like chip leader, right?
More or less.
Oh,
George, you here?
Did he make up folds?
Yes.
yeah,
I don't hate it.
At
I
what
don't,
point of the tournament are you here? Are you on a final table?
it should be final 3 or 4 tables.
I
What,
think
why
I'd
do you
probably
fold ace
call.
king here?
Yeah, I would call at that stage, I think.
Hmm.
This is the final table, by the
I
way.
mean, you're probably up against one pocket pair, so you probably
By
don't
the
have
way,
much good equity.
This is the final table.
Oh,
Oh, then
Oh.
I'd fold as well.
Final
Yeah.
table, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
fold.
I think it's
Trolling, are you trolling us, Louis? This
I am not trolling. This is the
Is it?
final table.
I
George,
think
do
he
you
was
not
trolling
remember?
us.
No, I don't remember the hand, to be honest.
Jesus Christ.
I remember that I'm folding, but I don't remember.
Open
Suited.
stuff from the chip leader.
I would be interested to HRC this hand, to be honest. Like, this is
Okay.
a pretty wild final table spot.
So this is also a final table hand. Oh no, do we just skip to here?
Yeah, how did we just gain a person if it was the final table?
We're only playing, yeah, we're only playing the hands we V-pipped. So we folded some hands.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
But
this
I
is
think that
our
last one, I
first
really
hand
think
at
that
the
bet
final
sizing
table.
deserves to be discussed still, but I'll leave it.
But the next hand, we gained a person. How did we do that?
This is
No,
not
that was
final
the
table.
hand before.
Yeah, he
Oh,
would have
excuse
had
me.
one.
He could have been table changed.
Oh, that's true.
With 5 players, this has to be at least this last
It's,
2 tables.
either 2 or 3.
No, because it's 6 at the table, isn't it, in a hyper?
In hyper, it's 7.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
it's a 6
final
Oh,
with
table.
7, okay, so we're not that short, yeah.
Should be around 3 tables or 2 tables. 3 tables, maybe. Let's see, I have ace king.
Ken, you here?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here.
Any interest in running this in?
Ooh,
I think it's a fold.
I do too.
I do, yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But,
We
I'm
wanna
just curious
see.
how close, you know?
so the small blind, this guy on my left is Spindler.
Suited would be really hard to fold, but you'd still
Mm.
fold, I think.
Probably mixes.
I would call suited, I think. That's how close I think it is.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think of a lot of spots like call the suited one and fold the offsuit.
What would you do with jacks here? It's a fold,
Yeah,
right?
I've been running it.
Snap pull jacks, yeah.
Yeah, queens, how about queens? Queens is,
So this is final 2 tables.
even in this
I would-
spot, queens is,
I
mean,
would, I
you're-
would be,
Are you
unhappy.
sure, George?
Yeah,
your risk
I'm
premium's
almost
gotta really
sure
be high with the
It's
2
final
small
table
stacks.
bubble.
Mhm.
Because I see that the guy on my left is his nickname is Spindler. He finished like 6th, and the other guy finished is Le Jour, and he finished like
Holy crap.
yeah, it's final table bubble.
Louis, I just ran that hand in ICMizer.
Yeah?
Only hand that's calling is pocket aces.
Hey, lovely.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised. I thought ace king suited might at least mix. I'm glad you ran it because I was just gonna ask if someone else could.
Kings. Are
I've
you
been running the
saying you
hand for
fold
3 years.
kings?
Yeah. I think so.
That's
I
offensive.
mean,
You got the 0.33 big blind stack and you got the other guys, like Galen said, you're in, you've got almost
You don't-
second place if they. if the
Oh, you
big
got
stack
third
busts
place,
you.
you got third place pretty much
The
locked
guy-
up.
the guy-
And if the
yeah,
big
the
stack
guy
wins
on the
here, you
big
got
blind-
second locked up.
Sorry.
I don't think I've ever folded kings pre-flop.
The
ever.
guy on the big blind finished
I-
10th.
I loaded the image in the,
yeah, but, did you put the payout structure and stuff into ICMizer? I imagine you did.
well, it's a final table, so any standard payout structure is gonna roughly work.
Probably.
final
Yeah, I
table.
guess.
It's final.
There is exact structure of the Hyper GG poker tournament in the
Yeah,
IC Monitor, Joe.
So 6 spot, we need to lay down kings here possibly.
Yeah.
They have like $2
Oh.
daily hyper.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Wow.
matter the buy-in.
You would have won.
Still a good fold.
Let's
Not
see if
quite
it's 700 then. Next it's a final table if it's 700.
This is still a final table bubble.
Yeah,
No,
it should be. Yeah,
oh,
that's the final table.
That's final
700.
table.
So the other was just the other spot was just
Everything we just said.
final table bubble.
Oh, okay. I ran it with the GG final table and kings is a marginal call.
What do you guys think here?
It's a rough
I
spot,
would-
man.
I would well.
I think nines is a call and everything else is a fold underneath it.
I don't know, man.
so
This
my
is
guess
like-
is that this guy is the crazy queen jack offsuit guy, right?
I'm not
Can
sure I
we-
have
can we run
to
this?
check it.
I would have
That's a-
shoved.
Yes,
That's a
it's
tough
him.
one.
Yeah, I would have shoved nines too.
I was thinking, wondering
Easy.
the same thing, but then also. I mean, it's nice when we cover the other 3 short stacks. We get a lot of jams through.
This guy is crazy.
Yeah, I think nines was a shove.
Well, now at least he has
Can we
some,
run it?
if you have a raise fold range, you might actually have some bluffs.
But the bluffs are probably, it's super nutted hands and then it's
Yeah, you're
really
still
weak, like
flipping.
ace X, king X stuff that raise folds, right?
That's why we need the math machine. Math
Math
machine.
machine.
Well,
Yeah, he's the king jack guy. That served previously with king jack on the bubble.
And the shame is that in these high ICM spots, it doesn't even help us that much if our opponent's crazy. We still just can't call with lots of hands.
Yeah, honestly, you could look at this. It basically is like 12, maybe 15 equistack. It's pretty close to that, right?
It's
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
interesting
that's
because he
surprising.
has a bit more than us. So it's like 12, 12, 12, 15, 20 or whatever.
Hmm,
think there's a
Yeah.
big difference here.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 12, 15, 20. Yeah, it's fine.
How did we get more players? That wasn't the final
Uh,
table then.
We're on
Yeah,
the actual final table now. That was final
is,
table bubble.
700 on the high percentage.
Alright, so. Let me go back to the,
Oh my goodness, George. You have to
What do you do?
scam him.
George calls it off. I
What
don't
do you
hate it,
think?
man.
oh, there it is.
I don't hate it, George, man. It's
And look
gotta
at
be
this.
close.
Look at George. George, he got.
Well, first
scammed on the
off,
flop.
It's
first
the
off,
king-
this guy
it-
was scamming. And
It's
then
the
George
queen jack
scamming.
hand guy. It's the queen jack guy.
I know.
example.
No, he's crazy.
It's the
I'm with you.
rescam.
Yeah.
Oh, ace king is still a fold with the final 2 tables.
Wow.
Is
We're
this
not gonna look up
good?
pocket nines. I'd really be curious to see it in the solve.
He was
What is it?
kind of looking at it in the,
I
whatchamacallit, the,
I didn't
think-
actually see anything
I
of it.
think nines is the lowest part of your range that you call there with.
Is this guy gonna call?
Don't know.
Shouldn't.
Don't remember.
Okay, how do we have his end result?
hey, what was the conclusion with the nines on the theory boat?
It was either if you're 10 big blind effective, it's a jam. And if you're 12, it's mixing 50-50. Jam and
Okay.
open raise.
Yeah, but we didn't jam. We raised it. We're
So when
facing
you
a
raise,
jam.
you raise call off. You must
Yeah,
raise call off.
sure.
Yeah, that's the question, I would say.
You wanna see it?
The call off is what
Yeah,
I was
sure.
curious about.
So how we put it?
Verse 3-bet is what you wanna look at. And then just put the positions in there as they are.
What was it?
Alright. Okay.
Hijack versus the button. It's mixing.
Looks like it's mostly a fold.
So
Wait, this
why
is
is there
verse,
all, this is something's wrong here because they
Scroll
have us
down.
going all in when he went all in.
there you go, Ken. There you go.
Ah,
Okay,
Mostly
so it's a
fold, right?
fold.
It
So
says
would
I
he-
can't see the colors.
oh, so it is a 3-bet fold then.
Well, this is 5-handed too, though.
That
Oh, it's
was-
6-handed, excuse me.
So you're not
What's our
supposed to call
calling
off here.
threshold there? I can't see the colors.
Hijack, small blind, you got hijack button.
Well, wait a minute. Now, I have a problem with this, okay? When it's 26%, you're not supposed to call off, but when it's 3-betting, you're supposed to 3-bet 100% of the time when it's 26%, right?
I don't know what you're saying, Kelly.
What I'm saying is, Louis says you're not supposed to call off here. We are supposed to call off 28%
you are.
of the time.
You are, I just had the wrong positions.
He ran it,
Oh,
he
okay,
ran it
okay.
wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
You're also looking at 12 equal stack, which is not necessarily what the case is. Like,
Right, true.
look at like 15 or 20 and see what it's doing. See
So
if
the
it's still
fact that he
close.
has us covered by a little bit could make him wider theoretically, I assume.
Yeah, so like if it's like he's probably if he's covering everyone, he's probably pushing wider than the 12.
So
effective.
here you go, like,
15 is a
12.
cusp.
so like, yeah, it's pretty cuspy, like, I mean. You need to kind of rely on like what you think that what's going on at the table at
Yeah,
that
but I
point.
had the
Yeah.
reason this player that.
Yeah, I think you need to
So-
flop a 9 at this point.
Right,
And
so,
he
I
shows
mean-
up with ace deuce suited, which is a
did.
sign that he does
Yeah, but-
actually have his bluffs. That's
Yeah,
nice.
but this player just shoved queen jack off, right? We saw him.
Which is good,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's a good adjustment then, like, I like the call if you
Yeah,
think the
I do
guy's
too.
like way. If he's
Yeah, like if he
crazy,
flips up ace deuce suited face up, you probably could call.
What happened here?
Wow.
That's how the tournament ends.
They give you a bunch of kings.
oh, look at
Spoiler.
this,
Double
look at
knockout.
this.
man.
Is this game over?
It's
Yes.
the best way to win.
What are you looking for, Ripe?
Wow, what a beautiful last
the
hand.
trees, yeah, the trees.
Woo!
Gotta love it.
Bunch of kings and then kings.
Oh
I'm
no,
not
we didn't
sure-
get
I'm
it
not,
there.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that small blind shot. I don't know. It seems a bit.
What do you
That's a
think
well.
of the trees, Paul?
Wow. that
Good,
is
George.
a
Good job, George.
horrible- Horrible call off.
And
Not George's situation, what I'm just looking at my screen.
that, my friend, is how you win the $20 hyper.
Damn.
Nice job.
It was good.
Yeah, well played, George.
Well
Well
played.
played, George.
GG, George.